Marami ang talagang galit din doon sa mga pahayag na yan, no? Yung mga katanungan at mga sinabi. Kasi hindi naman daw yan ganyang ugali, no? Ng isang judge. Kung haharap ka, dapat maging impartial. Kumbaga, Prof, ang ipinapangita nitong mga senator judges. Although, iba naman talaga dito sa impeachment trial dahil may halong politika po talaga. Pero, Prof,
Well,
oh yes, go ahead po. Anong masasabi mo?
yeah. Yeah, kasi nga po 'no, kung titingnan naman natin, yes, they're politicians in the first place 'no. Pero kung makikita natin kapag naman halimbawa yung mga kagaya ni Senator Pia Cayetano or Senator, Alan Peter Cayetano nagtatanong, they're also stressing a point. They're making a point, but not to that level 'no, na talagang nagiging derogatory at nagiging parang pinapalengke nila yung witness ano. I think that's not how it is 'no. You could stress a point, you could make a very good valid contention, why not no? But at the end of the day, we need to maintain proper decorum and the proper respect should be given to the witness in the first place. The witness is not supposed to be there no, pinatawag, sinampina, kinalad ka dito sa korte para tanungin, and I think they should be accorded a great deal of respect at magkilala doon sa effort na gusto nilang ilagay yung kanilang sarili para talaga sa pagkakaroon at pagka malaman natin yung katotohanan. And then you're not supposed to be subjecting them to these things. And I think this was born out of the frustration ano, nitong mga judges na kaalyado ng ating Pangulo dahil nga alam nila na unang-una tumatagal itong paglilitis na to, mukhang nababawasan din yung interes ng taong bayan. Kasi kung totoo na may traction itong impeachment na to, no? At kung talagang ang gusto nilang gawin dito is hindi naman talaga mapanagot ang ikalawang Pangulo, kundi siraan lamang siya at pahinain yung kanyang makinarya for the 2028 elections, I think it's not really hitting the target at all. No? And I think this is one of the reasons why this government allies or administration allied senators are trying to do these tricks at the moment no out of sheer frustration I believe no dahil nga walang nangyayari doon sa kanilang mga ginagawa no at sa kanilang mga pinlano. It's not gaining any kind of traction at all, and so para sa isang gobyerno na gumagasta ng napakalaking pera at nag-involve ng napakaraming tao at nagsasayang ng napakahabang panahon sa isang paglilitis na wala namang kinapupuntahan at wala naman talagang nangyayari insofar as their side is concerned, talagang sayang ito. No? Kaya talagang hindi natin maiwan, magagagalit ka talaga. And I think that's the reason why these Tulfo brothers are really very furious at the moment. And I think they have every right to claim so because nothing is happening with the design that they have at the moment.
Opo, at nagpapatunay ho ba yan, Prof, na yung pag-atake sa karakter ng isang testigo tulad ni Gina Acosta ay nagpapatunay na wala talagang mapiga, hindi nila mapiga, wala silang ebidensyang nakukuha, wala silang yung gusto nilang ma-mention, mabanggit ni Gina Acosta, hindi niya nababanggit, which is yun po yung gusto nila talagang ini-insist no, sa kanilang mga pagtatanong dito sa testigo. Tama ho ba?
I think, yeah, definitely, and I would say that this is really a failure on the part of the litigant. No, this is a failure on the part of the prosecution panel because you see they are the ones entrusted here to number one, they brought the witness. Number two, kinakailangan talaga maayos, klaro yung pagtatanong nila. Kung nailalatag mo yung pagtatanong at wala ka talaga nakukuha, okay, kumbaga hindi mo talaga na-extract yung gusto mong malaman, isa lang ibig sabihin nun, talagang maaring wala or maaring hindi lang talaga kayo magaling. No? Either way, puntos yun para sa defense. No? Siguro mas maganda na dito kay Attorney Ligutan, no, other than the fact that he comes in full makeup and with his lipstick on, mas maganda siguro pag-aralan niya muna maigi no, kung paano talaga yung line of questioning at paano niya talaga titignan itong ating mga testigo at paano talaga nila i-extract yung mga information na gusto nilang makuha. No? Kasi hindi naman nakukuha sa pakapalan ng makeup ang pagiging isang magaling na abogado.
Opo, kasi kung puro lang salita yung ginagawa, Prof, at saka walang sapat na ebidensya, hindi po talaga tatayo yan kahit sa regular na korte. Kasi kung ang issue lang naman dito, kung mali ba yung paggamit ni VP Sara sa confidential funds, sinabi na ng disbursing officer, regular na proseso, sumunod sa regular na proseso, tapos pinasa lang niya kay La Chica. At the same time, wala naman tayo, hindi naman natin alam. Para bang speculations lang yung naririnig natin, gumagawa-gawa na lang ng istorya, pinagtatahi-tahi, batay po sa sarili po nilang interpretasyon. Ganun ho ba ang nagiging obserbasyon po ninyo sa mga katanungan o mga konklusyon na dito o mga pahayag ng mga sa impeachment trial?
Yeah, absolutely, no, absolutely. Kasi when you don't have a clear case, you just resort to other antics. You resort to either grandstanding, or you resort to belittling the integrity of the witness because you don't have a case in the first place, no. Yun yung problema, no. And I think the prosecution should understand this. Anyway, mahaba-haba pa naman itong impeachment trial, ano, at mayroon pa naman silang pagkakataon siguro to regroup and to recalibrate and try to see how could they unearth, no, or bring out in the open. Ito nga sinasabi nila may mga pasabog na naman sila sa mga susunod na witness. Medyo nakakadala na kasi itong mga binabanggit nilang pasabog, ano. Ewan ko kung sino itong mga pasabog na to, Trillanes ba to or whatever it is. Pero mukhang nakakadala, no, at maaaring ito rin yung isang dahilan kung bakit yung interest ng publiko medyo nababawasan dito sa impeachment because itong mga sinasabi nila ang gaganda ng mga ang gaganda ng mga kumbaga trailer ng pelikula, no, pero pagdating naman doon sa aktual na pelikula basura pala, no. So these things, no, hindi natin to kinakailangan in the first place kasi if they're really good, if they really are prepared as they are claiming to be, and if they're always saying, no, kagaya every time na may tatapos ang impeachment proceeding, mayroon silang press con, itong sinasabi lagi ni Tere Redon na nanalo sila na naman, that they scored a big victory, that publiko naman na magsasabi noon, hindi naman sila, no, because itong prosecution, what they're very good at is ito nga, number one, creating the impression that they're getting the upper hand. Number two, creating the idea or the concept that merong direction yung kanilang mga sinasabi when in fact hanggang ngayon nangangapa pa rin sila ng mga ebidensya. And I think this is really the problem when gumawa ka ng isang kaso na in the first place, wala ka naman talagang matibay na tinutuntungan. And I think this is something that they are already experiencing right now. Pero syempre, pagdating sa mga press con nila, sa publiko, they will always demonstrate the idea that they're good, they're doing well, when in fact, talagang may kita natin na sabog-sabog talaga ang prosecution at this point.
Prof, si Partner Adman kasama ko po dito para po sa mga karagdagang katanungan po sa inyo.
Magandang umaga po, Prof. Yun bang ditong nakalipas na day, 17 trials na po sa impeachment, hanggang sa kasalukuyan ba ay naghahanap pa rin sila ng patunay? Parang parte pa rin ba ng sinasabing fishing expedition mula doon sa Kamara hanggang sa kasalukuyan? Kasi makikita mo rin sana nila the way sila magtanong, na-frustrate na rin sila kasi meron silang gustong lumabas sa bibig ng witness pero hindi nila makuha to the point na kanina nagkikritik na lang sila dun sa paulit-ulit na sagot po ng witness, Prof.
Yeah, definitely. No. I think this is really an extension of their quite lengthy fishing expedition. And hindi ko alam kung kailan matatapos itong fishing expedition nila ito. Pero ayun nga, kasama Admar, no, from the very get-go, no, kung talagang wala maliwanag na patayan yung kanilang mga or konkreto or solido na pinaglalagyan yung kanilang mga aparatang sa kilawang pangulo, lalabas talaga to, no? And I think this is exactly what we are seeing right now. For example, the amount in question and the nature of the funds that is in question. And I think it's incumbent for them to really establish, number one, the paper trail, that the vice president was able to amass this amount of money straight into her into her account or whatever it is, kinakailangan may establish yun para masabi natin na talagang nakinabang siya doon sa pera ng bayan, o doon sa kaba ng bayan. Pero up to this time, hindi pa rin nila to na-establish, and they're focused on this people na gumawa ng kaparaanan para talaga mangyari yung transfer ng funds and everything. Pero yun nga, lumalabas naman kasi na dumaan naman talaga sa tamang proseso. So if it was indeed a regular and a legal process that transpired, so anong problema? So again, I'm really waiting and hoping that the prosecution will be able to lay down specific incidents, or at least provide a clear-cut paper trail na magsasabi na itong ikalawang Pangulo nakinabang, nagpayaman, nagpasasa sa pondo ng bayan. Kasi hanggat hindi natin na-establish yun, it will still remain to be a confidential fund that was used primarily for the purpose intended for the fund in the first place, which of course the OVP and even the DepEd was able naman to actually use based on their documented COA evidences, yung mga COA returns nila. So again, I would like to challenge, and still siguro not really challenge, but I would like to cheer on the prosecution na you can still do it. You can still you can still recover. Kaya nyo pa yan. Galingan nyo lang. I hope makabawi kayo sa mga susunod na paglilitis.
Opo. Pero nakikita niyo po ba, Prof, na kung paano ginastos ng OVP at DepEd ang confidential fund, pagbabatayan natin yung naging pahayag ni Gina Acosta na dinisburse niya yung, sabi niya, dinisburse niya yung pera doon kay La Chica. Si La Chica nag-implement noon. Do you think na ito rin yung common o regular na ginagawa sa iba pang mga ahensya ng gobyerno, sa uniform personnel na meron ding confidential at intelligence fund?
That's the problem, Sir Edmar, primarily because ang focus natin kasi rito, masyado tayong nakafocus dito sa 125 million. Nasabihin na natin 625 million in total, ng mga confidential fund ng OVP at ng DepEd. Pero alam po ba natin the confidential funds of other agencies like the DSWD, for example, or itong Department of Health and many others, ang laki rin naman ng kanilang mga unaudited and unliquidated funds, and they amount into the billions. Pero bakit hindi natin tinitignan, o bakit hindi natin at least scrutinize man lamang ng tama? Pero nakafocus tayo dito sa Office of the Vice President at sa DepEd, I think yung principle kasi ng tinatawag natin na uniformity across all government agencies, hindi natin nakikita rito. And I think this is where the ugly head of politics comes in, because the Vice President is the front runner in the 2028 elections, and because the Vice President, no matter what they do and no matter what claims they make against her, it's still having a very comfortable lead at this point. Is that the reason where they're dead set and focus only on the OVP and on the DepEd, when in fact other government agencies, and I believe even the AFP, will have billions and billions of intel and confidential funds? Is this properly being dispensed? Is this properly being dispersed? Is this properly being accounted for? If so, then I think we deserve the right to know how much in the first place this money is, and at the same time kung properly audited ba ito ng COA. Kasi kung may mga notices of disallowance dito sa mga pondo ng ibang government agencies na to na meron din kahalintulad na pondo, then lumalabas talaga na this is really a matter of parang focusing only intently on the Vice President and not really a quest for accountability.